back from the break, and you are still watching Smart Means Business. The Business Insight today is pretty much looking at the health sector, the allocation of the budget in regards to the health systems in the country, but pretty much building up on understanding where are our priorities in the sector. Are we, spot on? And why is government cutting on the funding? But besides that, where does this leave the Ugandans who seek for cheaper health facilities in the country? We have shortage of drugs in various hospitals. We've got issues to do with, outdated equipment in various government hospitals. But of course, the bigger argument is not even about, the hospitals alone, but the entire health sector, which does seem like needs a very huge boost to greatly recover. Why we say recover? Because for quite some time, when we try to scrutinize the entire health system, you realize even the budget, not only the budget, but every other person within the sector does seem to have a few grievances here and there. The other time, the intern doctors had their own grievances. And on the other end, you realize some of the doctors that are under government payroll, of course, are still crying foul to the government to at least increase on their pay. Not only that, pay on time. But now, there is always a solution to some issues. And the private sector, especially in this day and age, has provided quite easy solutions or alternative solutions. The private sector involvement in the health sector in Uganda has grown tremendously, which has as well influenced quite a number of stakeholders in Uganda's health system to choose it as a path of business. But however, in the long run, you get to realize as the private sector ventures into the health sector, it means only the strong can survive. How so? If you cannot afford these private hospitals, you are likely to choose the government hospitals. But of course, for those who can afford the private hospitals, seem to afford quality health care. And now, still with Dr. Babutunga Charles from Mulago Referral Hospital. He discusses with us the private sector involvement in the health sector. Doctor, the private sector players, ours is a free economy. And that means anyone who's willing to invest in such a franchise can steadily go into. Though in the past few months there were discussions online that were saying people think running a hospital in Uganda is a business. But it does seem like it has a lot of operational costs because Ugandans want cheaper health care. So at the end of the day, you may find out the owner of the business will still fail to make some good profits. But when you look at the involvement of the private sector into our health system, has it served as the better alternative, or at some time, at some point, do you think government will look at it as, as a second option of, feeling relaxed, minus focusing on overfunding our health sector?
No, today,
yes,
we have a vibrant private players.
Okay.
And we have a vibrant health sector. Okay? What I mean is that at every corner of the country where you go, you will find a private health facility. Now, these private facilities are doing a very good job, okay, and are supplementing the government efforts. So, these private facilities, once you visit, you pay some money,
okay,
which may be a different case from the government facility, where, if I went to Area Center 4, if I went to Mulago National Referral Hospital, I don't need partly to go with money. Whether I have money or not, you expect services.
Yes.
However, the norm may be vice versa, but when you are running there, or when you are referred to a national referral hospital, you expect services. But when you move from here, you come to doctor's clinic in Bukoto, I have to go with money, okay, to pay. Now, the private sector is there to supplement the government efforts. And also government cannot only operate without the private players. So we work, both the government and the private work hand in hand to make sure that we improve the health sector or the health services of Ugandans. Note that the private health sector is regulated by the government, okay?
Yes.
Is accredited by the government. So, and every month, the private sector directly reports to Ministry of Health, okay? Through the HMIS form, they make sure that whatever is done, whatever cases they are encountering in their facilities are known and reported to the government, so that we can have a national data or a feel of what is happening in our country. So the private health sector in Uganda is very vibrant and is really adding up and is commanding a good job. However, today we are saying how many Ugandans can afford the private health sector, okay? Previously, you had a scandal between government and private hospitals. Who could say, at times, somebody dies from a private hospital, they say, no, our bill was this much. Before clearing, you won't even take your body for a decent burial, you see. That was a huge call to government to say, hey, our people need our services and they don't have enough money. How can we help? But we are calling also the government to give a hand to the private health sector.
Okay.
How? Support us, because there is what we call government-private partnership. Can we have a partnership whereby the government is supporting the private health sector? Because right now, very huge taxes are levied on every equipment you want to bring into the country. Okay? If you want to bring a CT scan, if you want to bring an ultrasound machine, if you want to bring in laboratory machines, a lot of taxes are levied on. But if the government can come up and say, okay, we are reducing tax on all the private health diagnostic equipment coming into the country, that would be a good boost.
Okay.
But now, as it is, now the whole burden goes to you.
Okay.
The local Uganda.
When we're in the break here, you did mention something that caught my attention: health insurance.
Oh yeah.
And health insurance has been a very huge topic of our concern here on the show. But also, besides the fact that health insurance has not been one of those key point of focus by most of the Ugandans, why not? When you look at the insurance uptake generally, it's still minimal. But when you look at health insurance, is the funding supposed to, do you think we should focus on funding directly through the government or push the Ugandans into the private insurance players?
No, it is the role of the government,
okay,
to make sure that all citizens
are aware
and can access freely
these health insurance packages.
Health insurance packages. Right now, it is still at parliamentary level, and it has undergone different discussions and approvals. And we think this is the way to go. If you look at countries with a health insurance scheme,
yes,
even at our East African globe, okay, look at Kenya, look at Rwanda, and so forth. So we are saying Uganda, we are lagging behind, okay?
Yes.
We should have had health insurance by yesterday, okay? But up to date, we don't have a national health insurance scheme for all Ugandans. But we pray. Yes, we know Rome was not built in one day.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we shall have a national health insurance scheme for all Ugandans, and the Ugandans will benefit and enjoy health services in Uganda. As of today, quality health care is for the rich or for those who can afford. So if you are a local Ugandans deep in the village, it means for you to afford quality health care,
Okay.
you have to come to the city center. So how many can afford that? Just a drop in the ocean.
Yeah, very
So
few.
ideally, it is a whole discussion, and it is our leaders should take center stage to make sure that the citizens, to make sure that our people can access health, what we call affordable quality health care at all levels. And once we have a national health scheme, it means all Ugandans will benefit. However, the Ugandans will have to contribute some money to that scheme.
Okay.
Then, once we have that, now it means our budget will improve because we have a player who is contributing. I don't know yourself if you have health insurance scheme. Do you have a health insurance?
I opened one recently with is it Jubilee something?
Jubilee, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So I
Okay.
opened one, and they first sat me down for a full hour.
So that's now you see, that's why we need to be, we need to educate and educate our population. The importance, why, how. So it is to answer the 5W matrix.
Okay.
The how, the when, the who, where, and
Why.
what, why you should have this.
You know,
health scheme.
Ugandans really need that why, because
They need it
that
very
why.
much. Yeah. So once the parliament passes it through and the fountain of honor assents it into law,
Yes.
it means now we shall now go to the masses. We start educating them. We start elaborating what it means, how they will benefit through this, why they should contribute, so that we can make sure that our Ugandans receive quality and affordable health services. Each and everybody of Uganda. That's why we say health is wealth.
Yeah, very true. You see, now we have a full 12 months to look at when you come to the calendar description of the financial year, 1st July, 30th June 2024. What do you think, or what are your projections for the next financial year? Health in the health sector of Uganda. Or what are your recommendations pretty much in regards to the health ministry?
My projection is that our health is going to improve.
Okay.
That's what I see. It's going to improve, but notwithstanding the shortfalls we are seeing, and also the local Ugandan is going to feel the pinch of his health or her health. Okay? Meaning that each and every one of us has to be healthy to achieve whatever goals you have set for yourself. Okay? You have the primary issue is you have to be healthy. If you are not healthier, you are not going to achieve most of these things. That's why we are saying now there are some Ugandans now like you who have managed to sign up a health insurance for yourself. That's good. I told you that in my clinic in Bukoto, some members have opened up what we call a family health insurance scheme. Because it all begins from you as an individual within your family. Okay? True. If your family fell sick, or if your child fell sick at night, you don't have cash
with you.
Yes. What are you going to do? Can you think through and say, okay, I know Dr. Charles, I know Dr. So-and-so, let me discuss with him through his private practice. Can I open an insurance scheme for my family, myself and my family, so that in case of eventualities, you have a pattern, you have someone to help you. We can't leave it all to the government, that the government should take care of us. No. We also have to think through as government comes in, what have you done as an individual? So I largely think that our health is going to improve and somehow cripple because of the underfunding we talked about.
Okay. And of course, your parting shots as we are winding up with a discussion. With the parting shots as you are, giving in, I would request you to give some recommendations to the Ministry of Health. The state of the when you look at the state of the nation's health sector.
Now, my recommendation, they are quite enormous, because one of them is to make sure that we focus, as Minister of Health, we should focus on preventive medicine. That should be our focus. Number two is to make sure that we improve on our local government supervision, because you find out that in most cases there is no supervision at all levels. Three is to make sure that they improve on supplies in both health centers and the national referral hospitals in Uganda. Because when we don't have supplies, it means we cannot operate very well, okay? So if the Minister of Health can really make it a point to make sure that at least at every health center, at every hospital, at least there are medicines, at least there are doctors are available, the whole health care workforce, okay, is in place to give services, that would be better. Today, you understand that we have a health challenge and gap, whereby the government up to date has not deployed a section of health workers to supplement the existing health care, and that one puts a gap, okay? The interns. So we are saying that now Minister of Health should really always think and plan ahead to make sure that at every year, at every day of the year, there are no staffing gaps in our health centers, and the government can manage that. Once we put our priorities right, I'm sure we can have health workers in place, we can have supplies in place, we can have diagnostic kits in place, and our Ugandans will benefit from the health sector in place already.
Okay. And of course, many thanks for joining us this morning, Dr. Babutunga Charles, in relation to the allocation of the health sector and the state of the nation's health sector in a whole. And of course, for the viewers out there, we are still in the budget month for us here at Smart 24 Television. Our view is to at least give you a little glimpse of what is in the national budget as we await for its presentation come Thursday, the 15th of June 2023. But of course, we shall be giving you all that and more in our endless commentary and analysis, as well as one-on-one conversations here on Smart 24 TV. But as I'm signing out, and the entire team here, remember to be part of the ever-growing world of the financial markets in Uganda by investing in government bonds and other securities. And of course, with the Zaba platform, all you need to do is dial *292#, kickstart of your investment, and see how fast you can go with the same. And of course, with Zabo, all you need is to register with your national identification number and quickly kickstart of your investment in the next 24 hours. The markets on the platform open at 8:15 a.m. and closing time is 3:15 p.m. East African Standard Time. You should as well note that these markets are fully closed during the weekends and on public holidays. Zabo says, my money, my future, and Alltech East Africa reminds you to always do something new. Well, we all wish you the best for your Tuesday today. Till tomorrow, same time from 6:30 a.m. till 9:50. I'm Jerome Paul Sonko. Earlier on the show kick started off with Andrew Barije, and now we are signing out. Good morning and good day.